talk about what they did to my partner's face.
Holy God, what are you showing me?
Hey!
Come on!
Open your eyes!
Welcome to my channel, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. And today, I wanted to actually get into some writing knowledge, something that I've sorely has been lacking on my channel. And yes, before this, you saw the little scene from what is so far my favorite movie of the year, The Batman. It's almost the end of the year, and I seriously doubt any other movie that's going to come out is going to top this. For me, this is the best movie of the year by far. But I also had very, very, very low expectations when I went to go see this in the theater, and I was truly blown away by the direction that Matt Reeves went was brilliant. The completely grounded, dark noir crime detective angle was just a stroke of genius, and exactly where this genre or this series needed to go, because the last two Batman movies weren't good. And there's my cat. She always has to make an appearance. And also she's right hanging out with the little Batman mask I got up there. And that's the Battinson version. But yes, as you can see in the scene that played before this, I wanted to talk about that scene, but specifically the line of dialogue that Gordon says to Penguin when he says, "Open your eyes." When I first saw that scene in the theaters, I got chills. The entire theater just went dead silent. Like, the way that he delivered it was so intense, and I loved it, and it was like, wow, this movie just keeps getting better and better by the minute. I've watched it so many times. I saw it in the theater twice. I mean, I bought it obviously, and I've watched it so many times since. I've listened to the commentary multiple times, which doesn't even come on this, so I had to download it. But I had to hear the commentary because I love commentary so much. But I wanted to talk specifically about that line of dialogue and the importance of just really good writing and taking a line of dialogue and making it mean more than just one thing. So that's what we're going to get into.
Open your eyes!
So what is it that's so great about that line? Well, it's amazing. It's a great line because, and it's an example of great writing because it says multiple things with just 3 words. Okay, Penguin's not really being helpful. He's being kind of a pain. And then when he sees a picture of the commissioner's face, he's all like, and then Gordon's like, "Open your eyes." And first off, that line is amazing because of how intensely Jeffrey Wright delivers it. It's like the way he yells it, like you can almost tell that, I'm almost sure that probably on set, people might have even been taken aback by how he delivered it. Who knows, maybe every take he did it like that, I don't know. But Penguin and even Batman was a little like, okay. But what's amazing about it is, yes, he's literally saying to Penguin, "Open your eyes," because he's showing him the picture of the commissioner. But he's also saying, "Open your eyes to what's happening in Gotham," because Penguin is, part of this crime, part of the problem, but almost at the same time, it's like Gordon is kind of pleading to him to say, "Open your eyes to what's happening in your city. Like, help us out. Like, you don't have to be a criminal. You could be on the side of good. People are dying." But it's an example of great writing because those 3 words have multiple layers to it. There's obviously the surface layer of him just literally saying, "Open your eyes," but then there's the next layer of him saying, "Open your eyes to what's happening in Gotham." Then there's also the layer of Gordon's frustration as a detective, being so sick of corrupt cops and criminals, and he feels like he's the only person in the world that can do this, at least until he met Batman, because this has been like their 2nd year as partners. So that's an example of what great writing is. So to you watching this, I'm saying, when you write dialogue or action, just make sure it always means something it always reveals something. I'm not saying that every line needs to have multiple meanings to it. Hello. I'm not saying that every line of dialogue has to have more than one meaning to it, but just the brilliance of that line and those 3 words and how it has different levels of meaning. The surface and then the underlying, and then it even reveals Gordon's character and how he's just sick of having to do this stuff, and he's sick of having to do it basically on his own, and he's sick of having to deal with criminals, and you can just hear the frustration in his voice. And he's yelling at Penguin saying, open your eyes to what's happening. Like, you are a part of the problem. Like, open their eyes to Carmine Falcone and what a piece of shit he is. And at the same time, you know, there's that level of who we find out later on that Carmine Falcone, spoiler alert, Carmine Falcone is the rat, El Rata Alata. Because in that scene, he actually gives them a pretty big piece of the puzzle. Like, without even meaning to. Penguin, I mean. So just those 3 words, open your eyes, really has such an amazing impact in that whole scene, and of how it reveals so many different things with just 3 words. And that's just an example of really great writing. I've yet to find the screenplay for this movie online. I'm hoping it'll be released sometime eventually, because I would love to read it and just to see how Matt Reeves writes. And I think the writing in this is so good because not a line is wasted. It's important to remember when you write action or dialogue, it should always be revealing something, revealing character and or story. Not every single time, not every single dialogue line needs to have several meanings, but if you can do that, do it, because it's just what great writing is, and it'll make you a better writer. So yes, when you're writing a script, always be revealing. Okay, think of it like ABR, like always be closing. For in business, always be closing, but instead in writing, always be R, always be revealing. Okay, and when you get really good at it, like Matt Reeves, you're able to take lines and make them mean multiple things, and that's not easy to do, but he's had a pretty stellar career. When I look back at all the movies he's directed, I can't think of any movie that he's directed that was outright bad. So he's had a pretty incredible career, and the Batman just really blew me away with how good it was and how perfectly executed it was. Everything about it is just perfect. Like, even though it's almost 3 hours long, it's still amazing, and it moves fast, and it doesn't get boring. The actors are great, the score is great, the design is great, the set design, the costume design, Robert Pattinson's performance is great. So yeah, but again, back to just the writing. This was this video is about, the writing. Just always try to have dialogue that always means something, and if you can, make it mean more than one thing. So that's it. That's my little tip of the day. You know, watch movies, constantly watch movies, break them down. If you have a Blu-ray or a DVD, listen to the commentary, read scripts, never stop writing. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. I really want to grow this channel and help, you know, spread more knowledge about screenwriting and using movies as an example to help you learn. Thank you. Keep writing.